Good afternoon, dear organizers and attendees on ninth International Conference on Mathematics and Computers in Sciences and Industry. My name is Maria Livintsova. Let me represent the results of the study that was conducted jointly with my colleagues Svetlana Pupentsova and Mikhail Laskin. Our research is devoted to the problems of digitalization of collection and analytics of the enterprise's financial information for determining industry average financial indicators. The study was conducted on the basis of Peter the Great, St. Petersburg Polytechnic University. Our graduate school realizes scientific and educational activities in the field of management, industrial and international management, logistics, and marketing. The purpose of the study is to develop theoretical and methodological provisions for digitalization of collection and analysis of industry financial indicators. Assignments of the research are shown on this slide. The object of the study is the data of financial statements of the enterprises in the oil and gas industry, which are made publicly available at the Internet resources. The subject of the research is the industry average indicators of financial analysis. The calculations use data from open sources of information about financial statement of companies. The literature review showed that the work studied are of an applied and fragmentary nature and do not reveal a general algorithm for assessing the sectoral financial indicators of enterprises. Our study was based on the methods of systemic and comparative analysis and statistical methods. The analysis of selected data of the enterprise's financial statements is carried out according to the algorithm proposed for research purposes. The main stages of the analysis of the definition of industry financial indicators are shown on slide. Let us consider next the stages of performing financial data analysis. At the first stage, only break-even companies with positive net profit and net total capital were selected for analysis from the one-off sector of national economy. As mentioned earlier, this is the oil and gas industry. The sample size was 185 companies. For all sample enterprises, the most popular financial ratios for business valuation were calculated using the data of accounting statements. They are presented on the slide. Further, we tested the hypothesis about the log-normal distribution of companies' revenue and the main financial indicators using Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. When testing, we calculated the probability p-value with which the numerical series composed of the logarithms of the initial data satisfies the normal distribution law. The hypothesis about the agreement of the distribution of the variable with the normal law is accepted if the p-value is higher than the significance level of 0.05. Table presented on slide summarizes the p-value probabilities for similar testing of the remaining components. We combined the data on sales revenue and calculated indicators in one array by entering the following designations presented on slide. The hypothesis of the joint normality of the logarithms of the variables from x0 up to x8 is the hypothesis of the joint normality of a 9-dimensional random vector. Numerical calculations showed that out of 100,000 generations, In 99,685 cases, the p-value is above the critical level of 0.05. With sufficient grounds to preserve as a working statistical hypothesis a joint log-normal distribution of the values of revenue and economic indicators, we constructed conditional distributions of indicators provided that the company's revenue is known and estimated the median and model as most probable values of indicators using conditional distributions. Thus, formulas for calculating the conditional model value of a random vector x of enterprise economic indicators with a known annual revenue and for calculating the median values take the forms shown on the slide. For the model values presented in the table, the dependence on the value of revenue is less noticeable. That is, indicators are more stable and can be used in assessing industry indicators for enterprises' financial analysis. Thus, based on the above, we can draw the following conclusions about results of the research. Firstly, the proposed algorithm of analysis can be applied to all sectors of the economy. Secondly, the orientation towards the generally established recommended values of the current ratio, financial leverage ratio, immobilization ratio, return on equity, and turnover ratios seems to be incorrect due to the variety of specific features of the enterprise's activities in various industries. We recommend calculating the most probable industry coefficients by groups depending on the size of the enterprise. For example, revenue or capitalization level. In the digitalization process, it is necessary to create a unified system of information and analytical support that would allow standardizing, optimizing, and unifying financial analysis procedures. To create such a system, it is required to accept uniform standards for electronic financial information and a calculation algorithm to ensure its automatic processing, as well as to ensure reliability for comparative financial analysis. With this point, I conclude my report. Appreciate and thank you for your attention.